It did go by fast. It always does, though.
It always does.
Boy, was it
yeah.
cold.
It was cold. Yes, definitely stayed inside.
Yep.
A lot.
Type of weekend to stay inside. But one good thing about the weekend, though, at least we had bright, sunny skies, and that does go a long way, right?
It does,
So,
if you're able to sun yourself out there, because at times, Dan, you're not kidding.
yeah, it was one of those days it looked pretty, and then you step outside, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, it is every bit January out there today. But you know, nothing unusual about it. But it is was our first bout of some really cold stuff with temps generally in the 20s. But it was all about the wind that made it so much colder, feel so much colder over the weekend. One good thing about today, a couple of good things. Well, one, there'll be less wind. Two, we should see quite a bit of sunshine again. And three, it's not going to be quite as cold with temperatures coming up into the lower 30s. But plenty cold enough out there now. We're sitting at 14. We just have a tiny bit of a breeze. So in a few communities, it's feeling a little bit colder than the actual air temperature. We're 13 in Springfield now. It's 15 Worcester and Boston right now is at 20 degrees. Out on the Cape, we're in the mid-20s as well. And we still have a breeze. It's just not quite as strong as it has been. We have the wind right now coming in at about 5 miles per hour. So as the kids head off to the bus stop, make sure they're bundled up if they're heading to school. Temperatures will be in the mid-teens. There'll just be a tiny bit of a breeze, a lot of sunshine around. They'll need the thick jackets, the full winter gear, so to speak. As they're heading home this afternoon, though, temperatures should double. At least we'll be into the low, perhaps mid-30s in a few communities, and temperatures will be more seasonable. We should be right about 33 or 34 degrees, and just a few thin clouds will be moving in. We're actually tracking quite a bit of moisture right now coming out of the Ohio River Valley, and it's going to move up into the northeast. But as it is doing so, couple of things. One, it's going to weaken a little bit, and two, the bulk of it looks like it's going to track to our south. Nevertheless, it still looks like we're going to end up with some light snow moving in probably tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow night. Not a major snowstorm, but enough that we'll have to deal with some slippery spots tomorrow afternoon. And keep in mind, we haven't had to deal with much snow, so a lot of us might be out of practice in terms of driving in the snow. So for today, not as cold, pretty nice afternoon here. And then tomorrow in the afternoon, we'll see some of that light snow moving into tomorrow night with some minor accumulations. The middle part of the week, Wednesday and Thursday, looks like a lot of leftover clouds. It'll still be rather unsettled. We're not expecting much, perhaps just a few flurries at that point. And then we're going to watch a storm for Thursday. That looks like a miss, but behind it, it's going to pull down the cold Arctic air for Friday and as we head into this upcoming weekend. So obviously this week, certainly looking and feeling a little bit more like January. But today, actually not a bad day. A cold start, but a lot of sunshine out there. We'll have some high, thin clouds moving in this afternoon. Temperatures should manage to make it into the low to perhaps mid-30s, and the wind will be on the lighter side. Clouds thickening up tonight, not quite as cold. Temps in the teens and lower 20s. Then tomorrow, clouds thicken up in the morning, and then in the afternoon, that's when we'll see some light snow overspreading the area, probably sometime between noon and about 2 or 3 o'clock. That'll line up with your evening commute. Light snow should continue into the overnight, off and on for the most part. And again, it will be light, but that still means we'll have some minor accumulations across the area. As that system moves out, it'll leave a lot of clouds behind for Wednesday, maybe Thursday as well, but nothing more than perhaps a few flurries. So we're thinking perhaps from Springfield to Northampton to Greenfield, 1 to 3 inches. I hear more across the hill towns and higher terrain, Berkshire County, where there could be 2 to 4. The bulk of that will fall tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow night. In terms of today, high temperatures, 30 to about 33 in the valley, Greenfield about 30, Northampton, Springfield around 32 degrees. And sunshine with just some thin clouds, and notice the wind will be lighter with clouds winning out tonight. We'll see temperatures in the teens and lower 20s, so not quite as bitter. And then tomorrow, that light snow moves in the afternoon, off and on into tomorrow night. It'll likely wind down as a few flurries Wednesday morning, then just lots of leftover clouds, maybe some bright spots, temps in the mid-30s Wednesday and Thursday. But look at that high on Friday. We may be stuck in the teens with some wind as well. All right, well, more on the forecast in a few minutes. Jordan Taylor, to you.
All right, thank you, Dan. Well, the House of Representatives is set to send the loan article of impeachment